As a young girl in manufacturing, it was not an option to live life because everything was expensive. Everything I needed was capital intensive. And in the time that I started, no bank was going to give a young woman that kind of money. It was not an option. What did that tell me? I had to grow organically from within the business. What did that tell me? I couldn't waste my resources. As I did business, every money that was generated had to go back into the business. I had to buy machines based on projects. And when I had real needs that I had no other way to deal with, I would go to a finance house and take expensive money because I had looked at it and thought it's short term. Once I buy the machine or I do the job, once I buy the machine will allow me to do the job. When I do the job, I'll be disciplined enough to go and pay back. I might make very little profit because I'll pay such high interest, but I will gain the machine and I'll finish paying the money. And when I am, the machine will still be working for me. That's how I grew. And then buy a car. I'm sure I've told some of you the story before. Was not an option. I used the money to buy machines and I took a charter taxi and paid per hour. If I wasn't moving, I had no bills. If I had to go to somewhere, I paid for the time and the convenience so that I'm not standing on the road looking for a taxi. Taxi will be parked waiting for me. If the taxi breaks down, what happens? I abandon the driver and the taxi. I look for the next one because it's not my problem. By the time I bought my first car, which was a used car, I already had a turnover of 150 million. Yes? Of 1980 something. No, early 90s. Because I started 3rd of January, 1989. By the time I bought my second car, I still bought a used car. By the time I was 38, I had built the House of His Glory. The head office of the church center, Lekki Phase 1, right on the main road. I was 38. Don't eat your dinner for breakfast. So you can be having turnover in your business, but it's not profit. You need to know which part of the money you see is actually yours to spend and which part belongs to the business and not you. It's true. But if you wait for the right time, you will eat for the long term. By deferring pleasures and investing in assets of time. I can say that as at 2002, when I built the House of His Glory, we started 2001, finished April 2002. Land building was about 75 million. Today, land and building is closer to the end of you fill in the gap. No, it's true. I remember there was some land I bought by Chevron area, trying to buy land for a factory. When I bought it, 8 plots, 5.2 million. 2001, actually. 2001. By 2005, when I was building the Sokwa Chair Center factory, I decided to sell it in order to release funds for it. I sold that same land. I didn't build one fence on it for 61.5 million. Yeah, but I could have consumed the 5.2 then. So I'm talking about deferred pleasure. If you are planning for the long term, don't be in a hurry. Be strategic about planning your future and your assets. I remember that building When we finished in 2002, per square meter of my tenants, apart from all the ones that Chess Center is using, was 6,000 naira per square meter. Today, it's literally almost 30,000 naira per square meter. So the rent that I probably can get from the building itself is more than the costs that I used to build it, plus land and building. But don't forget that when my mates were buying cars and pleasures, then I waited. So now I can buy and do many more things over time. Because houses don't eat food, but they remain an asset. So learn delayed gratification in building your business or even in your career. Make sure you have a future plan that is built into how you manage your resources. It's not about how much you have. It's about how you use what you have. And it's about how determined you are to achieve certain goals without trying to please the Joneses. Ashwabi is good, but take stock of how many you bought in a year, how much you spent, and try and remember where they are now, if they're still in fashion or they're already out of fashion. And then imagine if you put that cumulative amount in the bank under compound interest. What would it have become?